Section 1. Sanction. A sanction may be imposed on a student for committing any of the offenses enumerated in the Code of Discipline. All types of sanction, except first to third, warning shall be appended with counseling and parents' conference as part of intervention towards restoration. A sanction may take any of the following forms.
Types of sanction. Meron tayong 3 types of sanction. First is warning, second is community service, and the last is suspension. The first sanction is the warning, a verbal and or written reprimand with community service, counseling, and parents conference if necessary. Sa sanction na to ay magkaroon ng warning ang isang estudyante, verbal man o written ang pagkalabag nito, ay kailangan siya ay mag-community service, dumaan sa counseling, at magkaroon ng parent conference kapag kinakailangan. The next sanction is the community service. Instead of fine, the erring student will have to render to the school community or whatever she will be assigned to perform representing sanction for the violation perpetrated. Imbes na pagmultahin ang isang estudyante na lumabag sa eskwelahan, ay magkakaroon ito ng community service. Depende man kung saan siya i-assign, ay kailangan niyang gawin ito kabalit ng violation na nagawa niya. The last sanction is the suspension, a penalty that allows the higher education institution to deprive or deny the erring student from attending classes for a period not exceeding 20% of the prescribed total class days for the school semesters, but not less than 7 days. A penalty of suspension for a period of more than 20% of the total class days for the school semester shall be imposed upon the justifiable decisions during the involuntary and temporary leave of the students from the college. Students shall not be allowed to attend class and or any academic and non-academic activities such as any examinations and to participate in any activities within or outside the school premises, including the foundation day and sports fest. Next is to enter the GRC building and its premises if the erring student is a threat to the peace and harmony of the academic community. Last is to avail of any other privilege of being a GRC student. Sa sanction na to, ang estudyante na lumabag ay magkakaroon ng suspension na hindi bababa sa 7 days or hindi lalagpas sa 7 days or not exceeding period of 20% prescribed total class days for the whole semesters. Ang estudyante rin ay hindi papayagang na umattend ng academic or non-academic activities such as examinations, including the foundation day and the sport fest. The second is, hindi papayagan ang estudyanteng lumabag sa GRC building dahil tinatawag siyang threat sa peace and harmony ng isang academic community. And the last is, hindi siya makaka-avail ng privilege bilang isang estudyante ng GRC.
Letter D. Non-admission, a penalty that allows the institution to deny admission or enrollment of an erring student for one school term immediately following the term when the resolution or decision is finding the student guilty of the offense charged and imposing the penalty of non-admission was promulgated. Ito yung parusa kung saan hindi pinapayagan ng paaralan ang estudyante na makapasok o makapag-enroll sa loob ng isang semester matapos mapatunayan na siya ay nagkasala. Letter E. Exclusion, a penalty that allows the institutions to exclude or drop the name of the erring student from the roll of students. The subsequent transfer credential shall be issued immediately. Ito yung parusa kung saan tinatanggal ng pangalan ng estudyante sa listahan ng mga nag-enroll, agad din binibigay yung mga dokumento nito para sa kanyang paglipat. Letter F. Expulsion, a penalty wherein the institution declares an erring student disqualified for admission to any public or private school in the Philippines. This penalty may be imposed for acts or the offenses involving moral turpitude or constituting gross misconduct, which are considered criminal under existing penal law, and upon the decision of the prefect committee and the administrative head of the institution. Ito yung pinakamabigat na parusa sa lahat kung saan ang estudyante ay tuluyang pinagbabawalang makapag-aral sa kahit anong pampubliko o pribadong kolehiyo sa Pilipinas. dahil mas mabigat ang kasalanan tulad ng immoralidad o krimen.
Minor violation, mga violation na hindi nakakaapekto sa pagkatuto ng mga estudyante o hindi nagdudulot ng mga malalang abala sa iba o sa school property, katulad ng palaging late, minor misbehavior at dress code. Ang major offense naman ay katulad ng mga bullying, vandalism, or destructive act sa kapwa o sa school property.
Online class etiquette number 1. The student shall use the official GRC account in signing up for official online platforms. Dapat gamitin ng mga estudyante ang kanilang official na GRC account sa pag-sign up sa mga online platforms. Number 2. The screen name and a license shall not be accepted during live class sessions. Hindi pinapayagan ang paggamit ng screen name o nickname sa mga live class sessions. Number 3. The student shall use appropriate language and tone during online class session. Dapat gumamit ang mga estudyante ng tamang wika o tono sa mga online class sessions. Number 4. Respect and consideration for other students shall be observed at all times. Dapat lagi ipakita ang respeto at konsiderasyon sa ibang estudyante. Number 5. Sarcasm, humor, and or posting of jokes are not allowed inside the platform used in online class. Hindi pinapayagan ang sarcasm, humor, o pagpo-post ng mga biro sa mga platform na ginagamit sa online class. Number 6. Issue or privacy and information sharing outside of the class are strictly prohibited. Mahigpit na ipinagbabawal ang paglabag sa privacy at pagbabahagi ng mga impormasyon sa ibang class.
Number 7. In all live classes, the student shall be logging at least 10 minutes before the designated class schedule. The student shall wait for the professor or teachers to be accepted in the platform used by the live class. During online classes po, mahalaga na pumasok tayo on time or 10 minutes bago mag-start ang ating mga professors na magturo. Number 8. The students may wear a dress-down attire during the live classes. However, a proper dress code is still be strictly observed. Maaari tayong magsuot ng mga comfortable na mga clothes. But still, kailangan nating panatilihin itong presentable at maayos. Number 9. The participant should always turn on and off the microphone during the live classes. The microphone shall only be turned on when permitted by the professors or teachers and shall be turned off once done. Hindi po nating pwedeng iwang nakabukas ang ating mga microphone during classes. Number 10. The student shall show an intention to speak by using available icons or simply by raising hands to ask permission to speak. In this manner, speaking simultaneously among participants will be avoided. If nais po nating magsalita or sumagot, maaari nating gamitin ang ating mga icons para matawag ang atensyon ng ating mga teachers during online classes. Number 11. The sharing of screen by the student shall be approved by the faculty member before being done. The screen containing personal information is advised to close before the screen sharing. Ang pagpapakita o pag-share po ng ating mga sariling screen ay kailangang may approval ng ating mga teachers and professors. Number 12. The students are encouraged to use the chat feature of the platform used for the live classes for the conversations relevant to the topic. Exchanging off-topic conversations are strongly discouraged. Maaari natin gamitin ang chat button kung may nais tayong sabihin, pero tandaan, tanging may kinalaman lamang sa inyong topic ang maaaring ilagay sa ating chat box.
Minor offenses and its sanctions. Number 1. Not wearing and or refusing to present the school identification card or ID upon entering the campus. Number 2. Entering the class without wearing the school identification card and or not in proper uniform unless otherwise the student has permit provided by OSA. Number 3. Cross-dressing. Cross-dressing such as but not limited to A. The male student of global reciprocal colleges shall not be wearing ripped or tattered jeans, earring and or any body piercing, cap, makeup, hair bands or hair clips, loud hair color, bra, and any other female accessories within the school and its premises. B. The female student of global reciprocal colleges wearing ripped or tattered jeans, mini shorts, mini skirt, sleeveless blouses, and any other revealing clothes, 2 or more earrings and or any body piercing, and loud hair color will be barred from entering the campus. Number 4. Use of school facilities and or school equipment without permissions. Number 5. Derogatory, such as but not limited to creating unnecessary noise, use of foul languages, and or any equivalent to demeaning gestures within the school or on social media or in any social learning platform that might cause damage to the image of the institution or any of its personnel.
PDA or public display of affection, like for example, kissing, hugging, or holding hands. Maaaring normal na iyon sa inyo, pero posibleng hindi maging komportable yung ibang taong nakakakita sa inyo, lalo na nasa loob tayo ng paaralan. The next one is eating or drinking inside laboratories. For example, yung computer lab. Para na rin maiwasan natin yung mga senaryo na may matatapunan ng tubig na maging posibleng dahilan ng pagkasira ng ibang gamit. Littering o pagtatapon, pag-iiwan ng mga basura sa kung saan. The next one is entering the restricted area inside the institution without any permission from the school authority. Mas maigi pa rin na nagpapaalam tayo o humihingi tayo ng permission sa mga nakakataas sa atin before tayo pumasok sa mga facilities or restricted area inside the campus.
Section 5, Major Offenses and its Sanctions. The first one is sexual harassment, RA 7877 and or acts of lasciviousness under Article 336 of the Revised Penal Code. Ito ay ang pang-aabusong sexual, hindi ka nais-nais na pag-uugali na may sexual na konotasyon, at mga gawaing mahalay, mga kilos na labag sa dangal. Number 2 is sexual immorality and obscenity, premarital sex and action leading to it. Mga immoralidad sa sex, hindi ka nais-nais na pag-uugali bago ang kasal. Number 3 is participating fraternity, gang, and sorority, and gang including exercising hazing. Ito naman ay ang pang-aabuso sa pagsali sa grupo, pagtataga o pagmamaltrato sa mga bagong miyembro nito.
MA4, possession of liquor and or under the influence of liquor. Pagdadala o nasa ilalim ng impluwensya ng alak. Ibig sabihin, kung ikaw ay mahuling may dalang alak o lasing habang nasa loob ng paaral o kahit sa mga aktibidad na kaugnay ng paaralan, ito ay isang major offense. So, first offense nito, since ito ay major, written reprimand with community service of 6 hours. Second offense, if nagawa mo ito ulit, written reprimand with community service of 9 hours. So the third offense, which is written reprimand with community service of 12 hours. MA5, possessions of illegal drugs and or under the influence of illegal drugs. Pagdadala ng ipinagbabawal na gamot or nasa ilalim ng epekto nito. Ibig sabihin, kung ikaw ay mahuling may dalang droga o ginagamit ito o kahit ikaw ay nasa impluwensya ng bawal na gamot, kahit walang dalang ebidensya, ito ay napakabigat na kasalanan. Since ito ay major offense, yung sanction na imibigay sa iyo is yung offense written reprimand with community service of 12 hours. MA6, possessions of cigarette and smoking whether not inside the campus while wearing the school ID and the uniform. paninigarilyo o pagdadala ng sigarilyo habang naka-school uniform at ID. Ibig sabihin, kahit hindi ka nasa loob ng school na naninigarilyo, basta naka-uniform ka at may school ID, kapag nahuli kang may dalang sigarilyo o naninigarilyo, ito ay labag sa patakaran. So, yung first offense is written reprimand with community service of 3 hours. The sanction also, kapag inulit mo ito in a second offense, written reprimand with community service of 6 hours. Third offense, written reprimand with community service of 9 hours. Fourth offense, written reprimand with community service of 12 hours.
Number 7. Possession of deadly weapons such as knife, ice pick, guns, and any harmful objects. Number 8. Theft. Number 9. Extortion. Number 10. Bribery. Number 11. Acts of violence, assault or physical injuries against fellow students, faculty administrators, or any institution personnel. Number 12. Slandering and or libeling against the fellow students, faculty members.
Major offenses number 13. Forging, falsification, and or tampering of any documents. Major offenses number 14. Forming and participating in any union and or any acts of rebellion against administration in any form, including the use of social media. Number 15. Willful disobedience in or insubordination. Major offenses number 16. Any forms of corruption. Major offenses number 17. Any forms of dishonesty such as but not limited to borrowing and or lending ID or COM to his/her fellow students, including cheating, plagiarism, etc. Major offenses number 18. Destruction of school's property including vandalism.
Major offense number 19. Possession, use, and or distribution of pornographic materials including pornographic site and internet. Major offense number 20. Any form of gambling. Major offense number 21. Unauthorized solicitation and activities without permission from the Office of the Student Affairs. Major offense number 22. Cybercrime. Major offense number 23. Invasion of privacy such as appropriate of name, likeness, and or some other personal attribute, intrusion upon seclusion, false light, and public disclosure of private facts. Major offense number 24. Violating the restrictions on the fire safety policy. Major offense number 25. Causing and or creating commotion. Major offense number 26. Bullying such as but not limited to physical bullying, relational bullying, and or cyberbullying.
Based dito sa ating flowchart, ang proseso ng student case ay nagsisimula kapag may complaint na isinusumite sa Office of Students Affairs or OSA. Magkakaroon ng preliminary investigation and evaluation para malaman kung may basehan ang kaso at kung ito ba ay minor or major offense. Kapag natapos na ang investigasyon, ang OSA committee ang magbibigay ng decision and resolution. Once may decision na, ito ay ipapatupad ng prefect head. At kung kailangan, idadaan ito sa intervention sa tulong ng guidance counselor. Kung hindi sang-ayon ng estudyante sa naging desisyon, may option siya to appeal within 10 days. Ang appeal ay i-review ng appeals committee kasama ang administrative head sa pamamagitan ng motion for reconsideration. Kung ang appeal ay denied, ipapatupad ang original decision at may kasunod na intervention, pero kung ito ay granted, gagawa ng kasunod na desisyon na ipapatupad ulit ng OSA head or ng prefect head. After ma-implement ang final decision, ang kaso ay considered as closed. Upang maging mas detalyado ang steps, halina at tumungo sa student's case procedure. Thank you.
Hi everyone, so I will discuss the student case procedure. First is complaint received. The respondents shall submit an incident report to OSA. OSA means Office of Students Affairs. First is complaint received, means someone has communicated their dissatisfaction with a situation, action, or service. This can be a written or spoken statement expressing that something is not satisfactory. So, mas madalas na ginagawa natin is nagko-comply sa office, like sa OSA. Lalo na kapag may incident report tayong concerned. So, mas mabilis itong marireceive once na pumunta agad tayo sa office. And also, nakaka-receive sila ng mga report na concern natin. And next, I will discuss the preliminary investigation and evaluation. The Office of the Student Affairs shall conduct preliminary investigation and evaluation to determine the prima facie of the case by accomplishing violation form. There shall be a thorough investigation, gather facts and evidence shall be presented. And the case failed shall be categorized whether it is a minor offense or major offense. So the preliminary investigation and evaluation. This is the first look into the facts or circumstances surrounding the complaint or issue. Purpose to gather basic information quickly to determine if a full investigation is necessary. So, ayun, kapag naman madalas tayo nagkakaroon ng problema, lalo na kapag dating sa loob ng room. Kapag madalas kang hindi uma-attend sa subject or klase mo, ito ay minor pa lamang. And kapag naman mayroon kang binubuli or nasasaktan sa loob ng paaralan, ito ay lalabag ng isang major offense. A minor offense is a less serious violation, often involving simple misconduct or negligence, while a major offense is a more serious violation that can endanger the safety or well-being for others. And the last part is decision and resolution. After the preliminary investigation and evaluation of the case, decision and resolution shall be formulated by the perfect committee. And the example of decision and resolution, if a student is caught bullying another student, the decision might be that behavior violated the school's anti-bullying policy. The resolution might include a suspension for the offender, counseling for both students, and meeting with the parents.
Student Committee Procedure. Number 4. Appeal. Isang beses lang pwede mag-appeal. After ma-release ang desisyon at resolusyon ng Prefect Committee, may 10 days ang respondent para mag-appeal. Mag-suspension or expulsion ang parusa. Kapag walang appeal sa loob ng 10 days, automatic na implement ang desisyon at may intervention na kasunod. Kung mag-file ng motion for reconsideration, iaakyat ito sa administrative head for final review. Number 5. Appeal denied. Pag denied ang motion, tuloy ang implementation ng parusa sa pamumuno ng prefect head. After that, may interview sa guidance office for counseling. Number 6. Appeal granted. Pag approve ang appeal, gagawa ng bagong desisyon ang appealing committee. Implement ito ng prefect head then forward sa guidance office para sa intervention. Then number 7, the final step is case closed. Tapos na ang proseso ng appeal, implementation at intervention. Officially closed na po ang case. Thank you!